So we just headed up this footpath here and we're now in an idyllic, beautiful housing area. And all this, it's hard to imagine. There would have been a deep cutting down here, rock face on either side, and the railway line running through Birstall here. Now everyone's houses are built on top of it. So we've reached Rakes Lane. This is the new housing development I was talking about. So again, it would have been in a cutting down here and we would have had a bridge wall abutment there. And on this side you can just see the wall remains. And I'm going to lift you over the wall and show you what remains on this side. But right over there in the distance would have been Upper Birstall Station. And the lines would have come from underneath the camera and headed towards. There was a small goods site as well on the right, I think. And then it headed under another bridge, over the road on a bridge and onwards towards Gildersome, which we'll cover in the next video. But anyway, while we're here, I'm going to try and show you a photo fade taken from this bridge, looking down here, showing you the tracks and a signal box just down here on the right hand side. So we've made it round the other side of the Rakes Lane Bridge. So you've got Rakes Lane at the top up there, and we can see the portal from in here. Now you can just see it's now a modern day storage facility. You can clearly see the bridge has been bricked up there, the portal has anyway, but I bet it's still intact behind it, and probably an access in there as well. But it's quite good condition, but you can see how deep this cutting is on this side that I was talking about for the other side where the houses are. And we've got some nice brickwork and blocks down here as well. And then we've just discovered this again, more iron railings, and there's some behind me as well. They're still intact. I love stuff like that. And then down there would have been the Upper Birstall Station. Right, so now it's currently quite a few weeks later from when I last saw you in the video. We've had to split it into sections because of the weather. It's been absolutely horrendous. So it's taken us many weeks to get back out. Anyway, a lovely summer's day, bit overcast, but we're back out on the hunt for the Leeds New Line. Now we're still down here at Birstall, looking for any remains of the Upper Birstall Station, which is just behind us up here. So in the last clip that I filmed, which was probably 6-7 weeks ago, we were just up there looking down at the bridge, just at the side of the workers' yard, where the line would have gone underneath Rakes Lane and onwards into the station. Now just behind us up here is an embankment. We're just at the side of it. So Upper Birstall Station would have been right up there. So let's take a look in there and see if we can find anything left. So we just made it to the edge of where I was stood. Now we could just see a wall in there. We believe that's an original railway embankment wall. It's definitely old. And then you've got the embankment just there. So the track level is just where that fence is at the top there. Again, you can see this wall much better here. Definitely an old dry stone wall there. And then onwards that way as well. Now the station is exactly at the top of this embankment here. The A62 is just at the end of here where it would have crossed over after the station. So we're definitely looking at the station site. So let's have a look through the fence and see if we can see anything. So this is the exact site here of the Upper Birstall Station. As you can see now, it's some kind of highways yard, maintenance yard. The station would have been right here, across this central section here, heading onwards that way towards the A62. Right, so we've reached the A62 Gelder Road. Now the station was just up there on the embankment, heading across the road here. So there would have been a bridge spanning just there. Now I've got a picture to show you of that bridge. So let's try and match it up for you now. Like I say, you can just see it spanning across the A62 there. So again, just a bit further up the A62, we have an abutment left. You know we love a good abutment. So the station, like I keep saying, was right at the top of there, literally that way. And then on this side, you can see the remains of probably a quarter of the abutment there. So the line would have continued that way. Now we're going to continue in that direction also. I'll just give you a quick glimpse of this. So here's what's left of the other side, just as a nice feature wall now. And then again, you can see the other one on the other side there. So we're just trying to work out a route onto the embankment on this side to try head onwards. And you can clearly see there the embankment as it heads on. Now we believe this embankment has been demolished just behind here with the industrial park here. So we don't think it continues much further than this. So we're going to try pick up the line a bit further round. So again, just a bit further up, you can see the abutment again. Station just up there. And we think this could have been the original station access. We're not 100% sure on that. It was either somewhere a bit further up or here. It looks fairly new to us, so we're not convinced, but it would be in the right place because it heads up there. So we've reached a lovely quiet little housing estate just off the A62 where we were a minute ago. And as you can see, lots of houses, but there's this suspicious looking clearing right in the middle here. Now the embankment that we were just looking at was right behind the camera here, and it would have headed towards us, obviously 10-15 feet above our heads and onwards in that direction. As you can see, again, it slopes up just there, so it's probably leveling out where the track would have been. But now it's a lovely little housing estate, and the embankment is no more. Anyway, let's carry on. So we've made our way a bit further up the track bed, and we're looking now for what remains of a footbridge that crossed the railway line. Again, we've no idea what's left or what it looks like, but the footpath still remains, and we're heading up to it now. This is the original footpath. So we've just reached the point where the track would have gone underneath us, and it's looking good. I can see a bridge wall. So this footpath, like I said, existed way back when. And there's quite a deep cutting just down there. It's now got a lovely house built inside it. But as you can see here, oh wow, we can actually go down. The bridge still remains here. We did spot it on Google Earth, and we were hoping. So we made our way down the side, and as you can clearly see there, the bridge has not been completely infilled. In fact, you can just see, if I get in here, the arch there, the stone archway, you can see it. We were just speculating as well. We need to find a picture of this, because this bridge is quite long. There's an arch here. I reckon there's another one just there, maybe even two. So it could have also been a 3-arch bridge or a viaduct, as we called it back in Birstall. So this could be a 2 or 3 arch bridge. And then just behind where I was just filming, we've just spotted another arch here. You can just see it there. So it looks like it's either a 3 or a 4 arch bridge. We're not sure. We need to find a picture of this. Now you can just see the edge of the bridge here, or the viaduct maybe, who knows. It's in a bit of a bad state at the minute, but this, it's got cobbles down here. So this would have been no more than a track or an access of some sort, or maybe even a footpath, but seems a lot of engineering here just for that. Now on the other side of the bridge, there is nothing remaining. That's completely filled in as a field just over there. So we're just making our way up to the Nab Lane Bridge, which is quite a fair way up there, which is the next section on the Leeds New Line. But while we're here, this is where the GNR, which was the Batley to Odd Walton branch line, which I will be covering soon, crossed over this road here. You can see the wall on both sides. We think this might have been the wall. We're not 100% sure, but it's directly in line with where the line would have crossed here. And the line would have then headed on that way and gone underneath the Leeds New Line, which we're going to spot further up, or over it. Over it. Over the Leeds New Line. Let me get that right. There was 2 railway lines crossing and a road, which we'll take a look at up there. And we've also just found this further down the road. So this could have been the bridge as well. We're not 100% sure, because I've not looked into this line at all. So the one we said was just up there, or is this one here? So it was one of the two, and the station, Howdenclough station, would have been on the left here. And the line would have crossed over and gone to where we're going right now. Right, so we've reached what is known as the famous Nab Lane Bridge. Now here is where Nab Lane crossed over 2 railways. So you had the one I was just talking about, the Odd Walton to Batley line, which crossed under here, and also the Leeds New Line. Now I'm going to try explain to you how this bridge works because they were all coming at different angles. So what you see behind me now, you can see the wall starts here, curves around this way in a straight line down there, and then it curves left just behind here. There's now a big works yard up there, and on this side you've got a nice straight wall there. So while we're looking at the bridge, so this is the actual bridge here. The Leeds New Line crossed directly underneath here and headed on that way from the left, and the GNR line came from this angle at a sort of a 90-degree angle to the side of the Leeds New Line and crossed over the Leeds New Line exactly under here as well and headed that way. So as you can see, quite a confusing junction, but I'll just show you a quick picture of the map so you can try and understand what I'm talking about. And if I find any pictures, I'll put them in as well, because I'm really struggling to describe it, having not seen it myself. But I'm told it was a really deep cutting down here. Obviously you've got 2 levels of track and a road, so you'd have had 2 lots of clearances there. Now if you look on this side of the bridge, it's completely infilled. So this would have been, I don't know, 50, 60 feet deep, maybe more. Completely infilled now. With landfill probably. But on this side, it does drop away a little bit. But again, probably only down to the Leeds New Line level. Maybe not even that. It's a bit deeper. It's probably only, how deep would you say that, 10 foot? So yeah, it's probably filled in on that side as well. But anyway, the Leeds New Line would have continued in that direction there. So we're going to try continue and pick up the line that way. Now I don't know if you can see that, but there is a concrete tunnel sticking out, or tube, with a manhole cover on the top. Now that reminds me of when we were at the Gildersome Tunnel and they'd built the staircase into the tunnel with the manhole cover going up so they could access the tunnel if they infilled it. I reckon that is exactly the same thing, because they've landfilled all of this, and I bet the tunnel or the bridge underneath is still hollow, and that is an access to maintain it under there. So I'll just show you a quick fade picture. Now I'm not going to be able to match it up exactly because, like I said, it's filled in and the area's changed quite a bit, but I'm going to try point you in the direction and try fade this picture in for you.